Is that in my face or not enough yet? Hello? Oh, on the dot. Did you hear that? Tick. Hello. Timing is impeccable. My timing is impeccable. Good evening, everyone. No cocktails today. We're having a cup of tea. New thing, new banner. Back in the house. Sorry, I'm not outside. It looks like it's going to rain and there's no bench. So we are where we are. Let me know if this is flickering too much. Luisa Omilan, that's my name. Hi, I'm Luisa. Hello, I'm Luisa Omilan. Hello, I'm Luisa Omilan. Hello, I'm Luisa Omilan. I wrote What Beyonce Do, but it's Luisa Omilan's show. I also wrote Am I Right, Ladies, and Politics of Bitches. But it's Luisa Omilan. Names. Gaslit, Groomed and Ghosted. Luisa Omilan. Just like I'm... Hello. I'm very excited because I got pick of the week. And that's thanks to you. Can I just say, first of all, thank you. Hello. Where have my manners gone? Hello. Thank you so much to those of you who listened to my Mary Magdalene episode of Gaslit, Groomed and Ghosted. I loved writing all about Mary Magdalene. I think she does not get enough love. And I think she's a phenomenal figure. I think she's brilliant. I think she's one of the most underrepresented, underestimated, misrepresented figures in our cultural religious history. Could you imagine how different the world would have been if we'd have allowed the church to be led by a woman? If you want to know my thesis on this, please make sure you check out Gaslit, Groomed and Ghosted on BBC Sounds. Luisa Omilan, Gaslit, Groomed and Ghosted. So that was the title, but when they submitted it, they forgot to submit my name. And then it was too late to change it. And with all my shows, I'm like, make sure it's Luisa Omilan so they know it's my work. Luisa Omilan. So I just got an amazing shout out on Radio 4, which I'm very, very happy about. And it was very, very cool. So it just went out on Radio 4 now. And it was Nazir Afzal that hosted it. He's the guy that did the Rotherham cases. He's the lawyer guy and did the cases dealt in Rotherham. Information is also important, and I was on with some amazing things. Also, I was on with there's a book called Empire of Pain, Secret History of the Sackler Dynasty, which is incredible, and I'm going to tell you who wrote it because I've been listening to it in the car as an audiobook. It's really interesting. It's all about the Sackler family, and it's by Patrick Radden Keefe. Hello, Patrick Radden Keefe. So he's written this book. It's all about the Sackler family, and it's a really interesting listen, actually. So far, I really like the story. I mean, obviously, it's going to get a lot worse, but initially, it's very interesting. Bernie's come to say hello. This is Bernie. Bernie, say hi. Hi, everybody. They've also selected Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe to be on the pick of the week, which is very exciting. But they chose my show, Gaslit, Groomed and Ghosted, but they just didn't say my name. They just didn't say, oh, it's Luisa Omilan. Bye, Luisa Omilan. And Luisa Omilan is going on tour. I'm going on tour. I'm doing 10 days. But also, if you've enjoyed, hello if you're new here, if you've enjoyed the Radio 4 series and you liked it, oh my gosh, that's so funny that you like that line. Hang on, I'll talk about that in a minute. Then I'm doing a one-off show of God is a Woman on 9th of December. At Leicester Square Theatre. Your hair really suits you, babes. Thanks, Stacey. Thanks. You know when you feel like, oh my gosh, I look so nice today, and then you look and you go, oh, I don't look as nice as I thought I felt. So I need to tell you about this week. How have you been? What have you been up to? I might do Bitch on a Bench as a podcast because I like my Sunday live streams in here. So listen, there's a lot to tell you. Do you need me to take this off because it's too? Is that better? But you've got my name. Okay. The supervisor has arrived. So one of the jokes, so I recorded the jokes back to back, recorded the show, Gaslit, Groomed and Ghosted back to back. It's on Radio 4 right now. Check it out. They're amazing episodes. I mean, they're not that amazing, but they're pretty amazing. Like they're amazing episodes. You already enjoy them. Anyway, so I recorded the two shows back to back. And the first record, like you're obviously a bit nervous because it's your first time doing it from a live audience. It's Radio 4 and you're all a bit like, oh God, look at this microphone. Is this even going to work? But it's fine. It all worked eventually. And so by the second show, I really relaxed. And there's a joke I do in the second show where I say there was criticism. I got criticism for showing too much skin, but the criticism came off the back after Boris Johnson said that women look like letterboxes. Women that wore burqas look like letterboxes. And then I said something about criticizing him for saying that. And then my poster image got screen grabbed and shared by some of his followers saying, look at this slutty whore, because in the poster there's me with my bra like just out, right? And I was like, I don't understand which one you want. Like, do you want me to cover up or not? Like, do you want me to wear like a sheet over my head that covers up my head and boobs but shows my vagina and legs? Or do you want me to wear one that hides my vagina and legs but shows my face and boobs? You've got to let me know, because either way, one of them's going to need shaving. And it got such a laugh on the night. Like, people really howled. And I was like, it's really not that funny. Like my other jokes about I did a callback that I thought was great that nobody really liked. And people really laughed out loud. And somebody just commented here saying the show was fantastic. Either way, something needs to be shaved was the best punchline. Hope there'll be more episodes. One way or another, I'm making more episodes. I don't care. One way or another, I'm going to make more episodes. You wait, guys. You wait. Love pitching a bench of Tissue or Issue. Do you remember Tissue or Issue with my producer Simon? That was funny. Tissue or Issue. That was very funny. Anyway, so I've got to talk to you about this week. I've had a clip on my TikTok. I signed up for TikTok and I've been pushing show clips on TikTok. And one of them has done very, very, very well. And what's interesting is that I didn't expect a clip to do well. So I had 3 clips that I posted in one day. And in one day, all 3 clips had over 40,000 views on my TikTok. And it's from Politics of Bitches. And what's interesting is when you post a clip, it's out of context, right? So it's just a bit part of the show and it's jokes. And people are commenting, not what I thought they'd comment. So the clip is about how if you look at the people that helped us throughout the lockdown, like the essential workers, like who are the essential workers? And I do a list of them. And in the TikTok now, the comments I've had are people saying, well, what about the people that created the IT forums? And what about the post office workers? And what about, and I'm like, oh yeah, all of you guys, sorry I didn't mention you, would be a really long list. But also, guys, I'm just a comedian putting a show out that I actually don't have any power. So thank you. So that's made me think maybe I should run for power. Let's show you the show. Let's show you the show, shall we? Let's show you the show. Let's show you the clip that people have been talking about. Here you go.
Or like if you think about the people that have kept the world going when we've been in lockdown, the cleaners, right? The cleaners, the teachers, the doctors, the nurses, the bus drivers, the taxi drivers, the road sweepers, the bin men, the recycling fucking bin men. I would pay them all 100K salary basic a year, because I'll tell you what they won't do with that money. They won't put it in a tax avoidance scheme through the Cayman Islands. What they will do is they will do nice fucking driveway paving. Right, what they will do is they will buy the Farrow and Ball paint, right? What they will do is they'll buy the nicer electric car because they can pay for an electric charging point. They will make their house and their lifestyle nicer. They will go to the restaurants. They will go to the theatres. They will spend the money back in the economy, and we will all benefit from it, because everybody gets to a point where actually we're all doing a bit better. And then think about the mental health problems that could decrease if you didn't have to worry all the time about how you're going to keep a roof over your head or keep your baby fucking fed, right? And if you think this is ridiculous, if you think all of this is farcical, I'll tell you what's farcical, what we have got, right? What we have got is farcical, because whilst you've got family members purchasing coffins on Zoom, trying to find an appropriate coffin for their loved one to bury them and watch the funeral from online and not be there with each other to hold somebody's hand or hug them, those people in power thought it was appropriate to send a suitcase to a local supermarket to fill it up with alcohol so they can all have a party together, because you know what? They need to let off steam. It's been a tough week. It's been a tough week at work, hasn't it?
So that is a clip from the Politics of Bitches show, which is currently out on Amazon Prime with the Soho Theatre Series 3, Episode 8. And there's a lot in that show that gets me really angry, especially the news this week, just seeing what's been happening with the Partygate and the lack of accountability, and the idea that now they're coming out saying, oh, the Sue Gray report, she wasn't forced into anything, she wasn't forced to take anything out, and you can't trust them. Like, you just can't trust anything they say or that they do. And there's a lot more in that show, and I'd like to share a lot more of it, but I'm also careful not to push out too much of it, because you guys are already my fans and you're already my audiences, and I don't want to like bombard you with stuff, because I feel like that's what I've been doing, is bombarding with stuff. Like, I'm preaching to the converted. It's about gaining new audiences. But at the same time, I want that show to be on, like, I want it in prime time. I want it prime time, available for everybody to see. And that's a clip that I posted on TikTok. And it's caused so much conversation of people saying, actually, yeah. Lots of people saying, this is a great idea. Why don't we do this? And I don't know what would happen if we did. Listen, it obviously needs a lot more research and people that are actually qualified to talk about it. But the fact that there's ideas there, if you can imagine all the brilliant brains that we have in the world right now, like, surely there's got to be better solutions for what we're facing right now. There has to be better solutions for what we're facing. Anyhow, so it was interesting seeing people comment on that and saying, well, what about this? What about that? What about the pet stores? What about that? And you're like, I mean, yeah, guys, you can all, if it was up to me, you can all have 100K. So just relax, okay? If you comment your job, it doesn't mean that you're going to miss out on 100K. Like, you can all have 100K. Okay. What else was I going to tell you? So yes, I posted that. So this week I have not been at home. If you were with me last Sunday, where I slapped a tarot card around my face a few times, it needs to be everywhere, especially with the watering down the ministerial code. Oh my gosh, that's right. They're getting rid of any means that hold them accountable now, right? I know, so that show needs to be everywhere. So the only way that I can make that show go everywhere is, again, so boring. Just spread the word. Just spread the word. If you tell people, the people watch it, and then hopefully the more people watch it, the more people spread the word. And then eventually Amazon will be like, do you know what? We're going to highlight it, Luisa. Yes, we're going to take what you suggested and just highlight it and just put it, because it's so relevant to what's happening right now. I have been hustling this week. I gigged at Top Secret Comedy Club. I did 6 shows this week, and I really, really enjoyed them. And yes, it was particularly fun because on Friday I had a show and there was like an industry person in the audience. And the thing is, when somebody's watching you and you know they're watching you, I find it like sometimes you go, oh, let me show him. I'm going to show him. Like, oh, you're not ready, I'm going to show him. But sometimes it just makes you so nervous. You're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. So that happened on Friday. So then on Saturday, I was like, right, nobody's watching you. Obviously audiences are, but like there's no pressure today. So just have fun. So I went on stage and just danced to Eye of the Tiger. I did jab, jab, cross for like a whole minute and a half. And I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. And people say, hey, that's not comedy. And I say, hey, you don't define comedy. You can't define comedy for me. So, I had a good weekend. So this is what I want to talk to you about. I went back to Farnborough, which is where I grew up, and I love it and I miss it and I really want to go home. And I look back at my life and I remember when I initially left London, when I was renting in London, my £1,000 a month, right? When I was renting in London, the reason I left was because what would Beyonce do was coming out on BBC One. It was meant to be my biggest year ever. I was going to go on a tour of Australia. And my mum had just moved to Redditch, and she was like, why don't you come live with me? Because I grew up in Farnborough. But she had just moved to the Midlands, and she said, why don't you, do the Beyonce, do the tour, save your money. And then when you're back, buy somewhere. And then you'll all follow my journey. You know what happened. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, I'm living in the Midlands, and I've been here for 5 years. But it wasn't what I planned for. And so I think it's time for me to move. I want to go back. And then I look back and I realize why that whole time, why it's been so hard or so difficult, is because I wasn't surrounded by anybody that I knew really. Like you, Asha, has been amazing. And I'm so grateful for you, Asha. But there's a thing like familiarity, isn't it? I know we're home birds. And then, so this is what I want to talk about. I want to go back to comfort now. Like I want to go back to comfort, but at the same time, I want to say to the universe, hey, I'm open. Like let me go with the flow. Like I want to go with the flow. I think maybe there's a different, when you're going through a traumatic experience, you need to feel safe and secure and comforted, right? However, sometimes we're saying in life, like just remove comfort from physical things or places. Like just pack a bag and travel the world and go over it. And some people are great at that. And some people like me are I'm a homebody. I like to be at home. I like to know where everything is. Now, I was always like, oh, I'm into signs. Tell me if you think these are signs. When I went back to Farnborough, but also, am I moving backwards? Friday Top Secret was tremendous. Were you there on Friday, Neil? Hello, young lady. Hi, Brian. 100K would do me fine, says Andrea. Do you, for comfort, answer me this? Do you stay with where you know? Because I've always been like, I'm never going to live and die in the same postcode. It's good to move on and move forward. And bearing in mind, like, obviously, if you meet a partner, like if I was settling down and marrying somebody, I'd go wherever with them because they'd be my family. But now I'm like, I like gigging again. Gigs are open. Work time is working. I want to be able to be at top secret all the time. Anyway, so here are my signs. Are these signs yay or nay? I went back to Farnborough. At the roundabout, when I was there, somebody had posted welcome home banners all around the roundabout and a welcome home balloon, and I cried. And then I saw a friend that I grew up with, and you know when you have a friend that you spent a lot of your young adulthood with, from the age of about 17 to 24, we used to hang out. I totally adored him and loved him, and he totally adored and loved me. Like, it was only ever a friendship. And my mum would never, he'd come round to pick me up every Friday and Saturday night, and my mum wouldn't let him upstairs. So he had to wait by the door and take his shoes off. And I haven't seen him in years, like in 12, 13 years. And I saw him this week. His name's Liam. And, Clash just popped out. Hierophant. And he looked exactly the same. He looked exactly the same. How do you not see somebody that you knew in your 20s, that you're both now in your 40s, and you look exactly the same? And I saw him and I cried, like I'm bored, like a baby. It was very attractive. And he was like, you haven't changed. And I was like, I haven't put on lots of weight. And he was like, oh, no, you haven't. I was like, no, you're lying, but it's fine. I don't know why I feel the need to apologise. Be like, oh, sorry, I put on lots of weight. Why am I sorry I put on weight? I do need to do something about that, though. Anyway, whatever. It was really nice to see him. And then I want to find a vet for a Bernese Mountain Dog, because I'm not happy with my vet where I'm at in Birmingham. And so I want to change a vet. So I've called a couple of vets to be like, look, do you have any experience with Bernese Mountain Dogs? Because they're giant breeds. Nothing. I was in Farnborough, and I went down a dual carriageway, and there was a great big bus stop with an advert of a Bernese Mountain Dog being held by a vet saying, welcome to your local vet. I naffed off to Japan, New Zealand for 5 years after I left my comfy job. Then lockdown, moved out of my hometown. It's all meant to be. Yes. Yes, you were the best of a very strong lineup on the early show. Ha! Thank you. Loved your clips. Where can I see you? 100%. Signs. Go back. So are they signs? Oh, and then, so you know how I love my Chinese, and what's my favorite bit of Chinese? How well do you know me? Go, 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 go. What's my favorite, most important bit? How do you judge every Chinese by? Go. If you want to see me, by the way, louisaoman.com. louisaoman.com. Yeah, but are they signs, or am I just making them signs? But how bizarre that it's a vet with a Bernese Mountain Dog. And how bizarre it says welcome home. And then I saw my friend, and admittedly, like I don't think we'd see each other that often if I moved back. And maybe it's not move back there, but it's to move back down south. And also the sun kept shining on my face. Oh my God, Bernie was a massive dick. So I went to the park with Bernie, saw an old school friend, working with her family. It was nice to see her. Bernie was in the woodland, fine. Then a snake went past me, and my mum used to hate snakes. And I was like, what does that mean? What's a snake? Look out for a snake, I thought it meant. Literally and figuratively, and, you know. Hoisin sword! Exactly. So, the point is, then Bernie came running out the wood, and we'd met on our wood. There was a little Down syndrome boy. He must have been about, I say he was quite young, maybe 13, 14, walking with his mum, or his, you know, I think his mum maybe, or like an old lady, young lady, but old lady, whatever, maybe big sister. And they were lovely, and they stopped and said hello to Bernie, la la la. And I don't know, so she had a false sense of security because they stopped and said hello to her, and really like lovely to her. When we came out of the woods, we went for a long walk out of the woods. When we came out, all of a sudden she went running. I was like, where are you going? She ran to the picnic where the boy and the mum were eating, and she ate the sandwich out of the woman's hand. I was mortified. I went to tell her off so badly. But you know when someone's watching and you're like, you wait till you go home and then you're really going to get it. Luckily, the child laughed his head off. Like, he found it really adorable and funny and was like, it's not my sandwich. I was like, okay. Boy after my own heart. But what a douchebag. She was in so much trouble that day. Wherever you leave, if you do the amazing work only you do, leave with the regret. If you are happy, you are. If you're not happy where you are, just go for it. But I love my house. So this is the thing. I love my house. But Yoasha was saying your house is just stuff. Like, she was like, it's just stuff. And I don't know if I can afford, I can't afford this house down south or in London. And I'm thinking, well, do you want to move to London? Because that's the thing, like, move to London, you can gig a lot. But I was so lonely in London, and I love the village vibe of Birmingham. Like, I love how Birmingham, like, I'm not in the centre, I'm right next door to a park, I love all my neighbours. So then I go, do I go somewhere like Kent, or do I go somewhere like, what's the B word? Not Basingstoke, Buckinghamshire, Hampshire, Surrey. Do I go Farnborough? Do I go Airbnb a house? So I was going to do that. but I've decided against it. And so then my North Camp village back in the back. Yeah, but North Camp's too far from the station. Like, I like North Camp, but I need it to be able to, or do I though? Maybe I don't. So basically I want to be able to be in town within 35 minutes. Now Farnborough to Waterloo is 39 minutes and I'm a 10-minute walk from the station. So that makes it about 50 minutes. So that gives me 2 hours. Then I only have 2 hours in London to go do a gig and get back in time with Bernie because no longer than 4 hours. However, if I was closer in, so I was thinking like Walton-on-Thames, but then Walton-on-Thames apparently is very Tory and has got Dominic Raab as an MP. Also, I saw a beautiful house in Walton-on-Thames. It was a semi-half house, I was going to call it. It's a semi-detached house, and it needs like rendering and everything out the front. It needs completely doing like an old man died in it. It's like perfection. It looks like a house that was well loved. But in the garden overlooked the field, and in the field just was a massive giant oak tree. And I was like, ah, this is where I belong, next to a massive giant oak tree. Get a scooter. I don't trust myself on a scooter. I do not trust myself on a scooter. Come and see me on tour, Luisa Hangman 10. I'm starting the tour in July in Glasgow. And if you liked the BBC Sound Show, God is a Woman, we'll be doing one date at the Leicester Square Theatre in London in December. So this is what I'm thinking, guys. I'm thinking of making some moves. I'm thinking of making some money moves. And then I'm like, okay, so you haven't got the money to move it. Then you go, well, manifest the money. Hello. That's what they say. Just manifest the money, bitch. I can buy a beautiful detached house with a large south-facing garden where I can have all my garden furniture and live near somewhere where I can get fresh green grocers and a fresh bakery. And I'm not far from the station. It's very easy for me to get into the centre of London and back again, where it's got a village feel. And there's people that I know nearby, or there's like-minded people that I can get to meet that could become friends. And I meet a fantastic person that could be a great Bernie sitter. Become an MP and get all your second place expenses paid for. I mean, right? Stroud, Gloucestershire, 1.5 from London. Too long. That's where I'm at now, Hannah. Stroud and Gloucester is gorgeous, but too long. Too long. And needs to be within half an hour of London. Are you ever going to come to the Netherlands? Ha! Are you ever going to come to Birmingham, Miss Inkster? Anyway, so my signs. So there was one final sign. So there was the welcome home sign at the roundabout. Then there was the Bernie's Mountain Dog with a vet. Then my friend took me for a Chinese. I went to an all-you-can-eat buffet Chinese, and I was like, I'm not sure about this. Then I walked in, and it wasn't all-you-can-eat buffet Chinese. It was all-you-can-eat order menu Chinese. I was like, oh, game changer. Hello, level up. So then I ordered everything, and the hoisin sauce was the best hoisin sauce I have put in my mouth for about 7 years. I was like, it's game over. I'm going to say something quite controversial now, but to be honest, I don't think you really care that much, so you deserve it. I have not had a single good Chinese takeaway in Birmingham. Not one. And don't come at me with that one in Harborne, Henry Wong's. They always get my order wrong. I'm sure they're a very good restaurant and they're very nice. Go support local businesses. Just for the price, ridiculous. I've done a semester in Preston. I think I can handle Birmingham. You could handle Birmingham. In Kent, I'm 30 miles from London, beautiful countryside. Yes, that's what I'm thinking, Mandy. Kent. Hi, I'm Louisa. I live in Kent. Hi, I'm Louisa. I live in Kent. I'm Louisa. I live in Kent. Hi, I'm Louisa. I live in Berkshire. Hi, I'm Louisa. I live in London. Hi, Louisa. I live on the outskirts of London. Hi, I'm Louisa. I live in Farnborough. Hi, yes, it's me. Farnborough. I want to go home. But maybe it's just a holiday feel. But can I just say, it's sunnier there and the stars are brighter. Just say. But I do love my house in Birmingham, and I love the vibe of Birmingham, but I have been here 5 years. I've already made my mind up, haven't I? Wow, what a reading today. So, well, you did that one upside down, so you're going to have to keep it that way. So, this is a very, very interesting. So, the cards that I have picked out, let me just have a quick look at this. So, just picked out some cards. You have to go away to appreciate what you have and where you're from. Maybe a 5-year cycle. It does sound like you already know. Hello from Vancouver. So this card popped out, Hierophant. This card popped out. So it's like a queen with two bold men being like, we love you. Oh my gosh, earlier, I'm on my period today. I came on really hard. I was really swollen, my tummy. And then I imagined I was pregnant. Just putting that out there. The Hierophant, tradition, social groups, confidentiality, conformity, education, knowledge, self-beliefs, Hierophant. So I did see my friend, that came out. The Magician, willpower, desire, being resourceful, skillful. Magician. I think the Magician is also a card that represents change, doesn't it? It's not trickery. It's when you change something. It's when you make something like turn water into wine. You make something better. You make something better. So you take your beautiful house in Birmingham that got flooded and you made it a gorgeous home. And it's been a beautiful home and it served you. And you say, thank you to my beautiful home. I'm ready to let other love into this house now. The Five of Cups. Now, this is somebody sat by themselves, looking very sad. Loss, grief, disappointment, mourning, discontent. Queen of Wands. What's the Queen of Wands saying? Queen of Wands is saying confidence, self-assurance, passion, social. And the Four of Pentacles upside down is saying generosity, giving, spending, openness, financial security. Stuff is happening, boo. Stuff is happening. So let's talk to you. Let's hear about your signs. What else do I want to tell you? So that's what I've got to tell you. So the Chinese, the hoisin source, I'll make sure you tell them about the hoisin. Make sure you tell them about the signs. Radio 4 pick of the week. Very happy about that. Gaslit Green been ghosted out on Radio 4 right now. What else have I got to tell you? Oh, here's a question for you. So I've come back today on Sunday and I was going to go to Aldi to get my weekly shop. When is the freshest day to shop for your weekly shop? Because then you think, okay, so say if it was a Sunday, then you go, do you go get all your chicken and your meat, chicken and veg on a Sunday? Because actually would the trucks deliver on the Saturday or had they delivered in the week? So then you go, do you go on the Monday? But do they go Monday? Is stuff fresh? I read somewhere it's Wednesday, but if you have any inside knowledge on this, can you let me know? Don't make any decisions until Mercury is fucked off out of retrograde. Come to Bedford. Bedford I could do. Bedford's 30 minutes from London. I just want somewhere. Do you know where I want? What I thought could be really gorgeous. Dulwich Village. I think that looks really cool. But I want somewhere quiet where people are cool. Like I want somewhere where people are nice and kind and generous. And what I love about my street is half of them are all gay. And I love that. Like they're all gay and just lovely and like great. You know. Louisa, your skin looks amazing. What are you using at the moment? I actually put on a powder and some foundation today. What foundation did I use? I used it was the powder I think I used today. Oh, now you want to know, don't you? I'll find it and tell you. The lovers. What was I talking about? Having a baby. Thank you. Oh my gosh. And I had a sign where I thought, ask the universe. So when I went to London, I was like, I need an iPad charging cable, like not an iPad, a keyboard charging cable. And then I went outside the club and on the floor was an iPad charging cable. And I was like, ask the universe. Universe provides. Universe, help me find the house that I will be happy in, that I can make a new home in, where I can do a side return and an extension at the back and just make a nice deck in and just remake it the house that I made here. Just copy and paste the house that I made here. I worked in a supermarket as a night stocker. We had deliveries every single night, but the biggest was weekend deliveries. So I was wrong to not go shopping on a Sunday, Stacey. So does that mean the freshest stuff is every day then? Like when's the freshest stuff? Or when's the worst day to go? When's the freshest stuff? You're glowing today, very pretty. Thank you. Hello, fellow Omilanian. Lol. That's funny. I don't know what that means, Charlie Thor, but that's funny. I'll tell you, sexy. Oh, that Charlie guy from Sons of Anarchy. Oh, my days, he's so horny, McCornison. The King of Cups. I am meant to be practicing. Never order a fish special at a restaurant on a Monday. Just pick from the back of the shelves. Yeah, I always do that, Emma. I always pick from the back of the shelves. That's always a thing. I genuinely don't think it matters what day you shop for fresh stuff, are they? You're right. Oh, yes, he's beautiful. Isn't he gorgeous? Like Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy, if you haven't watched it, it's like Shakespeare. It's like Shakespeare. It's equivalent to Shakespeare. It's great. Right, do you want some readings? The 9 of Wands. What's the 9 of Wands? 9 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 9 of Wands. Last stand, persistent, grit. So let's talk about the 18-year property cycle. So I was listening to a podcast yesterday because there's lots of things in the news about how the property market's going to crash, the property market's going to crash and burn, because basically what's happening is that, we had lockdown, so everything went down. Now people are going back up. Things are buying, house prices are rising. There's going to be a big crash because we're going to see the cost of living go up. We're going to see interest rates go up. People aren't going to be able to afford it. It's going to be a big crash. But then these guys yesterday in the property cycle were saying, actually, there's something called the 18-year cycle. And we're 4 years away from a crash. Apparently, it's going to be growth for the next 4 years. But I don't know how accurate that is. Crossroads going out to Reading. So I was thinking about Reading, but Reading's quite rough. Like, I'm Reading, but then I don't have to be in the city centre, do I? Like, I'm in the outskirts, but I want to go somewhere I'm going to meet like-minded people where I can maybe meet somebody. Hi, I'm Luisa. They'll be like, hi, I'm that sexy guy from Sons of Anarchy who's been married to his childhood sweetheart since he was like 19. But do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what? It might happen because I deserve a great fucking love. Do you want some tarot cards? If you've joined this video, then these cards are for you. These cards are for your week. This is for your Sunday. I do not tag these videos. If you have come across it, it's merely a sign that is meant for you. Welcome to your tarot reading for the week. Oh, beautiful. Oh my God, marriage is on the cards. Marriage is on the cards. This is a union, the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups are a couple coming together to unify, to share their shared love, to support each other's endeavors. And they are tied together by a lion, and the lion is strong, the lion is fast, the lion is a leader, the lion is the king of the jungle, but the lion also has wings. So it's the land, it's the king of the land and the air. And the king, which means the laws of nature, the laws of land and air have come together to create this union. What happened last time I watched you had a guy? I did have a guy. Sadly, we broke up. Paint a picture on my pillow. Leave the winter on the ground. Wake up lonely. Stare of silence in the bedroom, not around. Touch me now. I close my eyes, dreaming. The next song is the Hangman. Oh, sorry, you're taking it well. Yeah, now I fucking am. I haven't been taking it well. If you knew. Actually, do you know what? Let's talk about this. So it's funny, isn't it? Because there's a rule of thought that you go no contact, like no contact. And actually, I don't want no contact. I've decided I don't want to cut anybody out of my life ever, especially if they meant something to me a lot. And I think after my mum, like just the grief, I don't want to grieve. Like if somebody's alive, I just don't think you want to grieve. And I want people in my life that have loved me, and whether or not it's having certain boundaries in place on certain things. But I disagree with the notion. I'm very black and white and thinking of like either everything or nothing, and I don't know how helpful that is for me, because I know that if you cut something off completely, that loss is just something I never ever want to feel again, and I don't have to. And so you go, oh, actually, okay, just you don't need to cut people out of your life. I mean, you can if that's what you need to do, and some people you can. And sometimes it's right to, and other times it's not right to, and to treat each relationship with the respect, love, and dignity that relationship deserved. Anyway, moving on. The Hangman. Now, the Hangman was actually right way up. Now, the Hangman is not what you think it is. The Hangman people think is a bad card, but it's actually not a bad card because the Hangman means it's a lack of direction and perspective. right? But that could be a good thing. Like people say that's a bad thing to have a lack of direction and perspective. My ex from 15 years ago is still my bestie. Exactly, Sean. That's really lovely, actually. I really like that. The Hangman. Also, can we just flip this? Like, bearing in mind this is just my tarot reading for you. The Hangman is somebody that looks at things from a different perspective. So everybody else in the world is doing this. Everybody else in the world is walking around the world like this. And we're looking at the Emperor's New Clothes and going, yay, Boris Johnson. And actually, only when you look from a different perspective do you go, guys, he's fucking naked. Like, can people see he's naked? So maybe it's the idea that if you look at things from a different perspective, maybe this is a card for you to look at things from a different perspective. Oh my God, what have I just said about relationships? How you don't need to cut it off, but you just look at it from a different perspective. So you need to look at your situations from a different perspective. So rather than, oh, I want to leave Birmingham, blah, 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 it goes, I have fulfilled what I need for myself here. I have taken everything that I got and I'm thankful and grateful and appreciative for what I have achieved here. I'm now ready to take that energy and the healing that I've learned to step forward. So it's looking at things from another perspective. It's not necessarily a negative card. In fact, I don't know if there's such things as negative cards, because even change or death or moving on is not a negative. It's just a change, right? The three, obviously there is sometimes negativity, devastation, but you know what I mean. Anyway, 3 of Swords going into a heart. Heartbreak, separation, sadness, grief, sorrow, upset, loss, trauma. Okay, so if this is your trauma, heart loss, sadness, grief, maybe look at it from a different perspective. Sorry, but are you not just seeing my gift growing daily? Like it gets better and better and better. Look at things from a different perspective. And then you might marry them. Listen, it's not me, it's the cards, okay? This is what the cards are saying. It's what the cards are saying. 3 of Swords is also common for a love triangle. So maybe there are 3 things in your heart. Yes, my mum, Bernie, and comedy. And then finally, we have the Knight of Pentacles. If you look at the Knight of Pentacles, it's just a lonely man that's got lots of armor on him, holding 1 gold coin. Look at the coin. So the Knight of Pentacles means practical, reliable, stoic, slow and steady. Slow and steady and hardworking. Any man will be lucky to have you as a partner. You are very honest with your feelings. And yes, you are very pretty. If you're watching this video, any of my ex-boyfriends, just know what Brian says. Okay. Thank you, Brian. You're right. I would be very lucky. So the Hangman. So look at things from a different situation. A heartbreak. Look at a heartbreak or a situation differently. Or if there's a threesome going on, you know, look at things differently. There will be a love match union. This is the 2 of Cups. There's a love match union happening here. Unity, partnership, attraction, close bonds, joining forces. And then finally got the Knight of Pentacles. Slow, steady, hard working. So maybe you're going to join forces with somebody that's slow, steady, hard working. And then you know, a third person comes in. You're like, oh, this is weird. I don't normally like this. But then you go, actually, let me look at this from a different perspective. It'd be quite nice to play with 2 things at the same time. I don't know. Whatever you want to take away from the reading is, this is your reading. I didn't say threesome. I said threesome. Yeah, this is my reading. Okay, Leah? I said threesome. So let me know if you have a threesome this week. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to go make some dinner now. I didn't go to the shop, so I'm going to use what's in the freezer. I think I've got a vegan beef Wellington from Christmas. Naughty, so I might have that. I want to have a baby. I'm going to have a baby, I decided. My room really wants one, I can tell. What else have I got to tell you? There's something else I've got to tell you. I told you about Bernie eating the sandwich, didn't I? So I'm so lucky the kid laughed. What a lovely, sweet kid. Luisa, love, no offense. How are you feeling right now? Are you feeling okay? Do you mean as in general, or do you mean like today, or do you mean can you be more specific with your question? Right now I'm feeling okay, but now you've got me a bit freaked out with your question. Even a twosome would be welcome for me at the moment. Stacey, I hear you. A twosome would be fantastic right now. A twosome would be fantastic. A cuddle would be lovely right now, wouldn't it? A cuddle and a cup of tea. Oh, I envy you guys that get to have a cuddle and a cup of tea. A cuddle and a cup of tea would be so nice. Do I? I just don't think you know me very well. That's all. I don't think you know me very well. Yes, please, to what? Oh, the cuddle and a cup of tea. Yes, exactly. That's what we should all have. Let me know. I'm going to stay on here for 4 more minutes. Let me know what you're up to this week. Have you got any exciting plans? Is there going to be a heat wave this week? I want to know. Is there going to be a heat wave? Because right now I'm looking outside and all I can see is clouds. Mingster, no, like there's no need for you to worry. I don't know why you've got that. Oh, you made me feel weird now. You know when somebody goes, "Are you okay?" and you're like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Oh, you don't seem it," and you're like, "Oh, I don't." I'm all good. Now you creep me out. I would love, and I don't want a cup of tea with a cuddle. That's the countdown. The weather's so changeable. The interview tomorrow is for sexual health role. Charlotte's very excited. You're having a bank holiday barbecue. Very jealous. You're teaching tomorrow on Tuesday, off till Monday. Kirsty, have a great week. No need to check. No need to worry. It's all good. Ask the cards if it's a good job for me, Sean. I mean, I've just put them away, Sean. But I will ask. I will ask for you, Sean. Sean, is Sean's interview for a sexual health role tomorrow good for Sean? Shall we see? And then Sean, you have to come back next week and let us know. Okay. Mandy with a lovely man. What are you doing with a lovely man, Mandy? Oh, you're having a barbecue with a lovely man. Oh, you lucky sausage. You lucky sausage. Let's have a look for Sean. Sean. Is anything going to come out? I'm going to go. Sean. It's the hand of God giving you a massive coin. Like, the job's yours, babe. Job's yours. It's game over. Job's yours. Job's yours, babe. Job is yours. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Woohoo! Right. Thank you for joining me on this week's live stream. This week's Gaslit, Groomed and Ghosted, lols, is available on BBC Sounds. This is just Sunday live streams. What do we have for this? We'll call it Cocktails and Tarot. 3-day weekly. Oh, of course, because it's a bank holiday, isn't it? Went to a wedding last night at the Botanical Gardens. That sounds gorgeous. Sean, let us know. Go get it, babes. Yes, absolutely. Sean's going to get it, mate. She's going to get it. She's going to get it. She's going to fucking get it. It's happening. She's going to get it. A wedding at the Botanical Gardens sounds gorgeous. Is the Botanical Gardens nice? Maybe I could film God's Woman there. How nice would that be? Have a lovely week, whatever you are up to. Whatever you're up to this week, I hope it's a lovely one. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next Sunday at 7:00. I think it's the Jubilee weekend, isn't it? I think it's Jubilee weekend. So whatever you're up to, I hope you stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next week at 7:00 on Sunday, baby. How's the radio? How is Radio 4? How a good drink. Okay, I don't know what that says, but the Radio 4 is great. Listen to Radio 4 now. There's only 2 episodes. That's it. That's all I've got. Both episodes are on now. The Amazon special is out. Share that. Thank you for watching. You've been lovely. I'm Luisa Oberlad. This is Butter Sausage, and I'll speak to you later, alligators. Good running podcast. I'll do a good. Oh my God, maybe I should do a running podcast. I'm like, keep going. You're doing really well. Don't stop.